The tide is lower than I've ever seen it today. So I'm getting to walk through some of these beautiful mangroves, silent, eerie, atmospheric place. I'm just coming around this corner. I want to grab the camera out because as soon as I start walking, all those little dots you see over there are crabs. And they're just waiting to see if I go any further. There's millions, literally millions, of these tiny little balls that they make. I think the new saying should be as busy as a crab. They give the bees a run for their money. They scoop up the sand. There's little scoops on either side of their mouth, and then they sift through it for tiny bits of food and then leave behind these perfect little spheres of sand. When I say millions, I'm not exaggerating either. They've just been everywhere. But I'm going to walk slowly up here. I'll zoom in and you watch that ground move with crabs. Here we go. Look at them all. Look up there. I'm just blown away by nature continually. And when you see such numbers of things, you know, of one species, even with the, I'll pick one. Some of them are bigger than others, of course. And we've got this one big claw. It's hard to say, it's hard to pick one, there's so many. Look, just watch. It's like the ground is literally moving with them. Look at this guy. Hang on. Holding his claws out. Don't come near me, mate. Well, there you go. Look. This one's sifting. You can see him putting the. He's actually using his pincers. I thought they had these little lower mandible things, but no, they're actually using their pincers to put the mud into their mouth. That's interesting. Oh, look at him. I'm glad they're small, because they'd be formidable if they were bigger. But just the sheer numbers of them. Thousands, tens of thousands. Look at this guy. You can see him wiggling down into the mud. Tens of thousands of them. I have to walk slowly because I will step on them. And I don't want to, of course. I'll walk over here, it's a bit... Look at them with their claws out. That's what I mean, I'm glad they're small. I mean, I'll show you. It's hard to I'll walk around here. Just look at them. I love the mangroves. I mean, they're like a nursery for the fish, you know. They're so essential. And all these, the roots, you know, that come up to get oxygen, the mangrove roots, that stick up. You still get air when, even though it's inundated. You almost walk through a spider web there with a bee in it. I'll leave the crabs alone for now. They know I'm here. They've got very good eyesight. Plus, I wouldn't be surprised if they can actually feel my footsteps through the ground. It's good to see life in such profusion, you know. And our horrible species is doing so much damage to the natural world. Things like this do a little bit to restore your faith. As I said, this is the lowest I've seen the tide ever, because there's actually bits of the river. Come on, mate. There's actually bits of the river that I've actually walked up that are usually very much underwater, and I've taken the opportunity to go where I've never been before. They really have an eerie feel about them. The old mangrove areas, the tidal areas. I would not like to be out here at night. It'd be a creepy place. But they just go and go for miles upon miles upon miles. Everywhere you look is life. Soldier crabs and ghost crabs. This little blue guy, tiny thing, and he's right next to another chap who's 3 times his size, probably more. They're cohabitating quite well. The tide comes in. There's a little guy. That little air bubble, this is him. All that's sign of him is he goes down into the mud. I better get across the creek again before the tide comes in. It comes in very quickly sometimes. I don't want to get cut off, because I'll have to have a long walk through the bush, and I'm not wearing any boots. Just bare feet today. You see what I mean about these. Oh, look at this bloke. Wow. He's out late. He saw me coming. Look at that threatening posture. Wow. If he was a big Queensland muddy, you could take a toe or finger off with those nippers. This bloke, he's not going to do that, but geez, I tell you what, it wouldn't tickle. But these little balls left behind from their sifting for food. I've taken a lot of photos of them, like, you know, in close-up and stuff, because they're such a nice natural pattern, but they never seem to come out. And it doesn't do it justice, you know. This is all Casuarina, swamp oak they call them, or she oaks. We used to call them as kids. They're a rhizomatous tree. They're instead of leaves they got these phyllodes. The wind through these is lovely to hear. Soughing, really whispering sound. And then it's right next to you got the swamp oaks, and then they stop, and then you've got the grey mangroves. And someone's kids have set up a little swing there. Wouldn't be using it today. I'll leave you with that. Have a nice day. See you later.